Nice.
Nice.
All right, we're back. You love to hear it. We don't even know anymore. Me and Jack are doing a lot of things, you know, and we're always trying to come up with the best strategic way to do stuff. And we're running a crazy loose operation here, multiple operations. So we were deciding that the You Love to Hear It podcast wasn't really sustainable with the interview format just because of how crazy our life is. So we switched over to the side stoke. We're like, we'll do this in the meantime. And now that's just been so fun. And we're thinking about it, that is the You Love to Hear It podcast. We're side stoking on the chairlift and we're all over the place, so we feel like creating separate episodes made it weird. So what do you guys think? I think we're just going back to, these have been episodes the whole time of the You Love to Hear It, and we're side stoking on the chairlift. Does that make sense to you, Jack?
Yeah, I think it's perfect. Whenever we get the chance to actually sit down with lights and mics and in a contained room, that'll just be another episode of the You Love to Hear It podcast, just like this.
Yeah, but those will probably be more geared towards like interviewing people's lives and stuff, because I would like to, like we did with Jack, let you guys know what's up with TCAP. You know what I mean? How's TCAP doing what TCAP does? Everybody wants to know it. I want to know it. And today we're out here at Steamboat Springs in Colorado. We are on the second day of 4, I guess, of 5, whatever, of Homebreak. Taylor Gold's like just slush spring stoke event. And the first day we were here, there was just some massive stuff so big that they don't even want to share it until the fall. So you guys stay tuned for literally some Superpark style features coming back. And we were working on our fear centers. It was flat light. Then the sun would come out and it would get sticky. There was just craziness to where like, is this high risk enough for the conditions to even want to do it? And so we were talking about some things that help us get over those fear barriers, and Jack had some good ones here. What's some ways to break the fear?
Yeah. If you're in a new, fearful, uncomfortable environment, it helps to have all the other aspects that you can control be familiar and comfortable. For example, if you've been riding the same board all year and suddenly you're at a Superpark style event that you're not really comfortable and familiar with, ride the same board, ride the same stance that you're used to. So you strap in and you're like, okay, this feels so. Even though there is this one inevitable element that you can't control, at least everything else you feel like it is under your control.
Very true. That's what you were saying the other day about, you heard somebody else saying it, but then we touched more on how even your routine, if you eat 4 eggs before that day, like don't just switch it up and be like, oh, I want to be light today. If you always do the same thing on the day of an event or on the day we're going to be doing something gnarly, you should continue to do the same thing. We were claiming, even if it's a bad habit, like don't go trying to randomly switch something up and then, you know, perform at your best.
Yeah, save the opportunity to kill a bad habit for when it's not natural selection, for example.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know, when we're referencing like Superpark style features, I think 2021 was the last one? 2020 probably, because COVID ended it.
Yeah.
It was just like, shout out Pat Bridges and Snowboarder Mag. They used to put on, and shout out all the different mountains. They would bring different resorts, cat builders and park builders and their terrain park crew, and they would bring them all to one mountain, different resorts, and they would each build their own massive feature, and they would invite like a couple hundred of the best pros in the world and just hit like end of the season, springtime. It was like camaraderie and like a celebration of the season ending, but also in combination with just pushing the sport so hard and hitting like 70 to 90 foot kickers and plazas. It was so sick.
What was your favorite year of Superpark?
Probably my first one at Mount Hood Meadows, Oregon.
Wow.
I've never even been to Meadows. It was just such a shot in the dark. I was by myself. I don't think I brought a filmer or anything. I knew some of the people that were going, and then the invites went out, and then I did what I had to do to get in contact with Pat, give him a breakdown of who I was. Shout out, I think Corinthia, being on the Corinthia team helped with all those things so much, and he was like, absolutely, would love to have you. And through the rumors, like, you know, if it's your first year, just play it chill. Like, don't go out the gate and try to be that guy. It's actually quite the opposite. Like, spend that year familiarizing yourself with stuff, and when it starts to get insane or a little freaking much, like, take a step back and watch. But I did. That was the first year I got the Bridges Pass, where it was me, Scotty Vine, and I don't even know. I almost want to throw like Mamba out there, maybe a couple other legends. And Scott, I followed maybe Will Mayo into one of the biggest booters there. And then I forget the line of people, but we all guinea pigged this jump. We all cleared it and we were sessioning it good. And then it started to get intense and they brought the snowmobiles out and Pat comes down to the bottom and starts touching people, and he's like, hey, take a break. And then he gives other people, it was like literally a card that was like access to the snowmobile to really start the session on that thing. It was, bro, what a historical moment in my life. Holy moly.
Yeah, Pat is the seal of approval. If you have Pat's seal of approval, that means something.
Yeah, for sure. And he's almost like a seal of approval where it's just like a nod. Like you almost are unsure if you got the seal of approval type where you're like, I need to be on point right now. You know, I think I'm good.
But I might still be on thin ice. You never know with this guy.
Yeah, slow your roll. So that's a good advice with anything. You know what I mean? Some people are just, they're at that level.
Take it easy.
Some people are at that level though where like, Marcus Cleveland, when he's showing up to these events for the first time, when he's a Grom, like I feel like he's pushing it. He's doing tricks I've never done before. Different level.
Long story short, Taylor Gold hit me up. We were in Mexico. Said you should come through Homebreak. A surf style Superpark-esque event here. Big Boulder?
Steamboat.
Here in Steamboat, Colorado. And me and Jack were talking about it. We're from the East Coast, but we've gone a little soft, dude. Trying to guinea pig this little Superpark style jump in pure flat light is tough. So how's your fear centers right now, Jack?
I am personally terrified. I haven't hit really a jump in general in maybe 3 weeks. I've just been jibbing. And a jump like this, I probably haven't hit in maybe 4 years. But it's time to rise to the occasion. Can't be living in fear.
Me and Jack have something called a dog on a scooter. You'll hear the reference a lot more. He was in Indo trying to learn how to ride a scooter for the first time on the wrong side of the road, and a dog jumped on it. And the whole mechanism of him being so out of position and then having that to collaborate with was just, it was insane. So the flat light with the big kickers is kind of like a dog on a scooter right now, but we're stoked. Taylor Gold.
You're Taylor Gold?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. He's over there being a legend. Should I have claimed it? Drop it in the comments. If you get called out for being someone famous that you're not, should you roll with it? And if so, for how long? Skin Stoke, episode 9. We're starting off with some tips on how to not get sunburnt this spring on hill. Jack, I would ask you, but you literally told me the other day you don't wear sunscreen ever.
No, I didn't say that.
You said you've never worn sunscreen in your life, I thought.
That was an exaggeration.
Okay.
But this is what I do.
Bang, bang.
Usually darker lenses, but it's flat light randomly. But yeah, either this, if you have like a super, super thin balaclava where it doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything, or when you're at Mount Hood, you take a t-shirt and you do this full turban thing, and like the only part of your body that's exposed is your eyes. Put the glasses or goggles over that.
Especially when you see the homies in all black.
Yeah.
Seems to be a photographer thing.
Yep.
And those boys are standing out in the sun more than anybody. So, you know, you got to.
We call it the hood wrap because you do it out Mount Hood, because otherwise you're going full D-dub snowblind.
Bro.
Full.
Fun little tip. Let's concentrate on it. Throw it up how you had it. Underneath the goggles. When it's over like that, you don't get that fog thing for some reason. But if you pull it down so it's like right below that, boom, you fog. Weird reason. We don't know why. It doesn't matter why. But if you've been fogging, fog no longer.
Fog be gone.
Fog be gone. Also, I have been saying find some tallow with some zinc. We have, I forget what the brand is. You can find any good company. I feel like Santa Cruz Medicinals probably make some. But any of like the crazy chemicals is just not sustainable long term to be rubbing on your face. And then it's like, what's worse, those chemicals or the sun rays? There's actually a lot of science that goes into saying that the oils that you eat that come out of your skin are what the sun hits and like magnifies and causes different types of burns and like skin diseases and cancer stuff. But that's a whole different topic, but it's something to look into. You got to be aware of the sunscreen that you're using and especially the food that you're eating, then causing sunburn later is nuts. But as you can see, your boys don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks about what I look like in really any scenario. If you're not gonna have the nose peel thing going on, it's so worth it. Full face mask.
Full face mask. Nobody knows what I look like today.
No one also knows that my nose keeps being completely ripped open and bloody because of the nose strips that I put on so consistently at night, and the mouth tape that when I pull them on, I leave them on for so long, it pulls skin straight off, dude.
Yep. There's nothing worse than getting the most sunburnt lips in the world and then wearing mouth tape every night for 8 hours.
But does it escalate the process of healing? Because I feel like it just takes that layer right off, and you're just down to the grit. All right, we got brand new Verde out here. The newest of the Verdes.
Just spawned in a couple hours ago.
How old are you?
I'm 21, man. Born in 04. The youngest of the pack. No one knows who I am, but I'm here.
But yet, You actually have more of a following than both of the other boys put together.
Honestly, it's true. Back then, I used to do a Fortnite account. I saw it blowing up. I'm like, why not hop on the trend? And dude, it grew. It grew up to 32K, and here we are.
When was that?
2018, 2019, maybe?
Is
While
gaming
ago.
the route that my channel should be taking? Should we bail on the snowboard content and go full gaming?
If the money's there. No. Stay on snow all the time. Snow's the best. I mean, having everybody out here, everyone's stoked. It's just a vibe being out on snow. It's just like getting away from the virtual world is the best. You know?
What would you do if I just came in and bodied you first round of whatever game you're playing currently?
I think I'm gonna hang it up and retire. Probably sell the console. Honestly, there's no point in continuing if I'm getting rallied by this guy over here. Come
What's
on.
the game right now?
Honestly, I think it's Warzone. Verdansk, any of the OGs who played back then, back in 2020, it's back. It's pretty fun. I'm getting smoked out there, but I'm still enjoying myself, you know?
Say it again?
Verdansk. It's called Verdansk.
You might need a spelling.
Verdansk, I think? It's in Russia. It's some made up town in Russia. I don't even know. It's my first day, guys. Come on.
Just freaking shooting game?
You're just shooting. You're just getting your load out. It's a 3v3. Me, Mike, and Dan. We're getting our loadie. We're trying to get the win. We're trying to get the most kills and win.
Let's be real here. Who's the best out of the brothers? Is it per game? Is it overall?
I'm not to say it's Dan. He's just been more of a consistent player over the years. You know, he never lets go, and he should be one of the best. He should be streaming.
Consistency is key for anything.
Exactly. He's the best out there. I try my best. Mike is
Bottom of the barrel.
bottom of the barrel. He's done.
Yeah.
He's all right. You know?
But
He gets
most ocean time. So
Yeah.
overall W.
exactly. He's just the mecca of the board in the family, and I'm just here trying my best.
Well, how much younger than
12 years? 12 years apart, I think. 12 years. He's 33. I'm 21.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
And do we look the same? I don't know. Everyone says, I don't know if I see it.
What's the deal with the name calling? Because we all met Verde first, so he claimed the Verde, but your guys' last name is Green, which is Verde in Spanish. And then we're hanging out with you, and I'm saying something. I'm telling you a story about Verde, but then I'll switch it because I'm like, Green, and then that's just the word translated in English.
Dude.
What's going on? Do you guys not even notice that happening?
No, I don't even notice. Everyone confuses me and Mike half the time. We work at restaurants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's like, tables are like, yo, can I get this? Can I get that? And they're talking to the wrong person because they think me and Mike are the same person. I mean, we sound the same, kind of look the same, so.
Would you respond to Verde?
I'd respond to Verde, but it's kind of hard. You can't be Verde too, you know? It's got to be something else. Or there can be. Who knows? I don't know.
It's a weird subject.
It is a weird subject. Either Verde. I guess be called Green, but like it's the same thing.
That's what I'm
Different
saying.
language.
It's so
I don't
weird.
know.
All right, what do you got for me? Ask me some random anything.
All right, Casey, what got you into boarding? Why did you choose the board sports over like football or basketball or something?
Huh. That's a great question. Dude, honestly, I feel like this might be a deep one that you just sparked because I was team sports baseball guy until like when my dad passed, I was 9. And that's the same time that I got a skateboard, and I feel like maybe that independence like allowed me a route to just like zone in and just like skateboard and just like put your head down and work on tricks and like learn that discipline of like eating shit multiple times before you earn something.
Oh, it hurts.
And
it hurts.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like once you got into that, like when you're in the action sports, for some reason you kind of look at team sports and it's like funny. Like we always still like team sports, like with a ball, like guys are throwing balls around to each other. But I think just the early age of it, and but literally maybe just not having a father to like. That's kind of like a father, like generations of dads. If you like the Yankees, your grandpa liked the Yankees.
Exactly,
and all that.
yeah.
And I did, and I was more into baseball than anything, but I just didn't play it. I would rather work out with the football team and like be freaking gnarly and do all the exercises than actually play. I don't know. Skating.
Did he do any board sports? Was he a skater or snowboarder or none of that?
My dad, skied fucking heavy.
Oh, nice. So that kind of
water
inspired a
skiing,
little
everything.
bit. Yeah, I kind of got it going.
Oh yeah, we were serious in the mountains.
Did you ever like growing up trying to skateboard? Everyone knows it hurts. You fall, it hurts. Did you ever overcome how was overcoming the fear aspect of learning tricks? You know, falling.
Dude, because of skating being the first one, that's why it was weird because I was skiing because that's what my parents were doing, and it was the early '90s. Snowboarding wasn't that popular.
Yeah.
So once I skated so much, and then I had the opportunity to try snowboarding, I was like, oh my God, there was no learning curve. I was pointing it down Powder Ridge in Connecticut with no brakes, no checks, no nothing, just toe and heel all the way down. Yeah.
Doesn't care.
And because I had been skating so much, ollieing like leap of faiths as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, smashing on concrete, getting like, snow's nothing.
No, yeah.
Even hard pack snow is nothing.
Honestly.
Ice is kind of like it, but like I was playing hockey growing up on I think it's the East Coast, dude. The New England East Coast, cold, frigid. You just get used to bailing, dude. Concrete or like your front stairs, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
You know it. You're about to take some slams today.
Honestly.
That's
honestly a great way to put it. Like starting off with skateboarding, you get so used to pouring on concrete. Snow is literally nothing.
Yeah.
It's so much softer. I mean,
And then you go to water. And it's hilarious.
It doesn't
encompass my whole body in this monstrosity of a 10-foot slab. You know what I mean? Just like,
I mean, for all the groms,
disappear me. It's water. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
For the groms, probably just start off skating, honestly. Listen to him, start off skating, get by it on concrete, switch to snow, switch to surf.
Yeah.
You have all the mecca. You're dialed in.
I think skating is the foundation. It's
Probably.
the toughest one.
Oh,
it's so
100%.
intricate to be able to, especially now, like flick in onto a trick, land,
my
grind,
God.
bounce, flick out. It's so
I'm not
insane.
even good at skating, but watching him skate, I'm like, how do you even do that? How do you even get up there? I don't know.
10,000 hours.
Literally 10,000 hours. I'm on like hour 4, so it's my first day.
Once your writing gets better and your editing gets better, you just start deleting more clips. Stuff that we used to keep in starts getting freaking deleted. And then if you're not putting out as much videos, then it's like they gotta be full bangers. You can't just put out you guys just riding around Mount Snow one day doing board sides and 50/50s.
I think it's easy to get attached to the footage just because we put effort
'Cause,
into
yeah.
everything. And it's something that we did, so it feels more important. Like, we drove from
Yeah.
Baja to
Let's-
Steamboat.
we're just
so we
feeding
should
the
show
ego.
them- Yeah. There was a cool turn that we took in the car at that one point.
Look at
so
us.
let's use that.
Look at us traveling.
Yeah.
Full venture of capitalists.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Eventually capitalists. How about these dirty moguls? So what is it? Snow melts and the dirt doesn't? So the dirt from the top parts just keep landing on top as it snow melts, so the top layer is just, unless it gets slid across and the dirt gets pushed off, that's why it's always sticky and brown?
Wow. That's something I've never thought about.
Like all of the ice has a little bit of dirt in it,
yeah.
and obviously the dirt can't go through the ice, so it just keeps getting piled on top as the top layer melts. So you're basically just riding on a thin layer of dirt. I actually try to avoid the freaking hell out of like new zones, especially on a day like today when we're trying to hit these big jumps, and then you're just side jibbing in an area where, like, if you rode down some trail nobody's ridden yet,
Yeah. You don't want that.
it just starts browning the base of your board, and then you're coming in.
Yep.
Wow.
That base is brown.
I got some core shots.
If you have your arm by that back
All right,
one,
quick tip,
and you just freaking
parking lot tip. Oh!
wear your helmet and you're golden.
That's why
That's crazy that, dude, that's what we were claiming. These things are just branch blockers at this point.
Yeah.
I've had this
Trees
helmet
don't move.
had the helmet for 10 years. It's just blocking edges and shit like
Really
that.
have had the same helmet.
But yeah, arm by the back, and then
Yeah.
like
Arm
try
at
to
the back
keep
binding.
it by that as it goes. So
Yeah.
you got to move your arm a little bit, like, but just try to keep it pressed on that.
Yeah. Look at that. Quick parking lot tip.
Quick parking lot tip.
Look good in front of your boys. Look good in front of your boys, girl.
You know, whatever you're doing, just don't do this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so 1800s.
I do like when they do it though, and you're walking and you just go quick cover up. You're just like, oh, in and out.
Quick slide cancel.
Call it a quick once over. Shim a little off the tap.
Shim a little off the.
Also, another tip, you want to get better at switch, start strapping in switch first. The opposite front foot first.
Another tip, start doing things switch. Eating
Everything.
food.
Do everything switch.
Brushing your teeth with your left or
Yeah.
your right, whatever you're non-dominant. Eating with your left hand if you're a righty.
Similar to when I drive and I'm trying to balance the right and left foot. It's weird because you kind of have to do the hip cross, but you do it on the long parts and the drives, all the things that don't bother other people. Then I start approaching like an intersection in a city or something, and I'm just like, yeah, we'll get back to the right foot
Keep
gas
everybody
pedal.
in check, obviously.
Yeah. So maybe when you're in the lift line going through at first, don't do it. But when you're by yourself, something strapping in or pumping around to the lift
Yeah.
before and after.
Just start doing everything opposite, like eating cereal. Drink all the milk, start eating raw cereal.
Try brushing your teeth, switch.
Yeah, it's hard.
Eating food.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, soup or something. We don't eat cereal, so.
No.
Honestly, I've been thinking about this. First lap, Casey, no headphones. I have the headphones in my pocket. I'm like, how do riders, like, how do they ride differently with headphones or no headphones? How do you ride? Do you ride way better with headphones? Do you ride better with none? I know people who don't like music at all.
Yeah, leave it in the comments. We would love to know that.
I know some people who, I mean, I always ride with headphones unless I'm filming, then I'm just trying to dial in what I'm doing. But if I'm just hitting park, shredding, I'm headphones in, don't talk to me. I'm out.
Third lap though, then I got some headphones from the homie.
He went off. He honestly went off. Headphones, I mean, this guy's level's better with headphones, so we gotta say.
I literally think you can just ignore your thoughts more when you get one more stimuli, like a song going in your head. One, you try to emulate whatever that style is. You know,
yeah.
if it's a chill day, I'm always trying to throw on some chill, like hip hop, but also keep it G, keep things low. If you're doing smaller tricks, make them look incredible, and the music just lets you really tune into that. It also tunes out other riders and people who may be like, "Hey, heads up," or like drop. So it's you know, a little variable where you got to be safer with it.
It has its pros and cons, you know. It has its pros and cons.
Which also kind of leads into like speed.
Yeah.
You know, if you have more speed,
yeah.
you can avoid all those things, but also if you don't avoid them, they're 2 to 3 times as gnarly.
But like, hot take, what do you listen to when you ride? I listen to metal. Personally, I'm going, if I'm hot lapping as hard as I can, metal. If I'm just flowing, maybe some rap, but mainly metal though. Mainly metal. It gets the blood pumping.
Yes.
You know, it's all mental thing.
That's a specific.
You hear it going off, you want to go off too, you know?
Yeah, that's a specific thing for people though. Like if you're not into metal, you're probably not going to listen to metal.
Exactly. That's just me personally though.
Yeah,
I love
I'm full metal. Any jump over 30 feet, if we're doing jump sessions, and anytime I'm trying to learn new tricks, gap to DFDs, things that are big and gnarly, metal. Anything where it starts getting like, just like slick and chill, you know what I mean? Or like complicated and technical, but not like insanely gnarly, then it's hip hop for me. And anytime I'm just cruising and I'm not trying to do anything, it's some freaking whatever, indie style, chilling.
What music are you listening to right now as we 5 laps deep? What's going through the headphones?
I'm a Thug AF playlist.
Thug
you
AF.
can type it in, Casey Willax on Apple Music, and Thug AF will come up.
Oh my.
But like the cruisy stuff is more like Chief. And then the heavy metal is like Kingdom of Giants. Actually, dude, that fire lap was that freaking Blake Parsley freaking guy, whatever it is, Blake Shelton's brother, Carlson freaking, the hell's his name? He did
I think I know what you're talking about.
the famous country dude right now.
You got Morgan Wallen.
Yes,
Morgan
him,
Wallen.
him. Yeah.
He was going Morgan Wallen on us.
I was going Morgan Wallen, but
Are you
only
kidding me?
the Broadway Girls, Lil Durk remix.
Oh.
So he's like screaming. It's like a freaking kind of metal track, but it's some heavy hip hop. But that last one was Babyface Ray, Cherish, A Colors Show. I heard that at Zeb's house at the Airbnb. He was blasting it, and it was probably the sickest thing. I've been listening to it for like a
And
month
now
now.
he's going off with it.
And then we followed it up with Relentless. All right. Music or no music? What do you guys think? We got TJ out here, Board Archive.
What up, guys?
Just start dropping knowledge, bro. What do we need to know?
Oh my gosh, dude.
It's April.
All right, it's April. We're out here at Copper, Colorado. Man, I don't know. Are we talking resort riding? We talking gear? What are we doing?
How can we help people? We're going too slow. It's hot.
So in the spring, definitely want to still stay waxed up. And honestly, something that not a lot of you guys may have thought about is if you have a shop in town
Say it.
where you can get some structure in your
Bro,
base.
I just structured my base, and it's the first time right now that
Are
I'm
you
riding it all day,
serious?
and I've never been able to go as fast and like smooth consistently.
Wow.
But not only that, but everywhere. Like,
Dude, that was completely unplanned.
no,
That's
I swear to
crazy.
God, I'm tripping.
That is
Like,
actually, it makes a
but-
huge difference.
But it makes a huge difference when you're riding on stuff that people have ridden already, like all this, and then the moment you go into like a sticky, dirty kind of area, I've almost stopped dead, like
Yeah.
Tomahawk. And
Dude, or
I'm
like-
flying through that today. Is that a thing?
Absolutely, dude. And also on like high moisture areas, like those puddles, those soupy spots you get in the spring, structure will help you fly through that as well. So
Is this like some new trend that's going to go away? Because it's insane that I have been snowboarding for 20 years without a structured base.
It's only like $60 usually at a shop. So yeah, check it out. Get it done.
Bro,
Worth it.
where did we get ours done at that shop?
Mountain Wave.
Sarah?
Mountain
We
Wave?
went Mountain Wave, yep.
Go to Mountain Wave, ask for JP, get a freaking structured base.
Let 'em
I
get
was
you
calling
dialed.
it sintered. What's the difference between sintered and structured?
Sintered is the material the base is made out of. Structure is just like the kind of pattern that's in the base to help wick the moisture away and like prevent suction.
What's happening? How does it happen? How does it work?
So when you're riding on snow, you're actually going over a super thin layer of water, even in like the middle of winter.
Yep.
So those miniature channels in the base of the structure puts in, it just lets that water glide out.
It kind of
quicker.
takes away some of your board so that it can make a new shape.
It reduces the friction. You know what I mean?
Wow. Nothing like a little friction reduction.
M chips.
Yep.
And it just like cannot handle 4K.
Wait, which one is it?
It's the last Intel Mac, but it was like maxed
Oh,
out.
so it's not an M, even one.
Yeah.
See, my theory is they just cap those things out like phones.
I mean, it does fine with 1080, but 4K, I have to do proxies, and it's awful.
I had the M1 forever, and I always build it out. I mean, super good tip is just type in like Apple refurbished.
Yeah.
And you get like $500 off, and then you click whatever computer you want, and then you can start adding things to it. And I just go to that sidebar and just add RAM, add gigs, add terabytes. So I have like 2 terabytes of storage.
Yeah.
I have like 128 gigs of RAM, or I might have 256 gigs of RAM.
What?
It's disgusting.
That's
I'll
great.
bring the specs up, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It costs like $5,500, and I bought it like 3 or 4 years ago. So I still haven't gotten M2 or M3, but because it has all that RAM,
It's still
it can
holding
process
good.
no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the new M4s are pricey, but I'm looking at a refurbished M3. So
Yeah, it's.
I got to do something.
You're always on that gray line of like, do I want to go with the new stuff that hasn't been tested yet, and it's going to have malfunctions and be like, oh, the 4 sucks, like the new Apple Photos update, you know what I mean? Or do you go like the trusty M2, M3,
Yeah.
and then immediately the 5 drops?
Of course it will.
It's insane. Yeah, 'cause you can't really win with the tech these days, but
Yeah.
at least we got it. At least it's there. All right. You live in Breckenridge. You've made the move. You're an East Coaster.
Indeed.
You got out, but the season ends. What's your plans? Are you going to snowboard in the summer? You got Woodward Copper, but you don't really have access to that unless you get in or you pay or something. So you got Hood. What are you doing? What's your plans?
Honestly, I'm big into golf. Love golfing. Not good at it, but dude, it's nice to be out there with the boys. Just hoping to hit some pars, but maybe bogey, double bogey.
What's the handicap?
You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. It's not looking good. I'm all right. I started golfing literally last year, and I broke Mike Green's club. So my apologies. The club head, my 9-iron thing just flew off into the ocean. What's up? You!
They're in the pod. We're out here, Breck, on the chair. If you guys are freaking watching the pod, you might have just heard yourself. What do you think my knowledge of handicap is? Do you think I even know what that is, or did I just throw that out there?
I think you're throwing it out there. Do you know what it is? I've seen you golf a couple times in your videos, but do you know what it means?
I feel like handicap is how do I explain it? It's like more of a feeling type thing.
Yeah, it is.
No, if everybody gets like something over, like if par is normally like 80 on a course or something, your handicap would be like, normally I get like +8, I get like 8 over par,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm honestly, I have very little knowledge myself, so he's probably right for all.
But then there's also the type of handicap where it's like, if you're playing against yourself, I'll give you a handicap of 8.
Yeah.
So if like me and you were playing and you're better than me, be like, all right, give me an 8 handicap, and that would be our 0. So we're playing.
Yeah, I
to
think
that.
it like adjust your score pretty much, at your skill
claiming
level.
unnecessary.
Yeah,
I'm claiming you could just say, all right, I think you're only going to beat me by 8.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed to make up a whole new word for it. Or you could just say like, yeah, I usually average like 8 over par, instead of saying my handicap is 8.
Who knows if we're
I think
even
there's an
right.
extra word in there actually.
We need the people in the comments to tell us, what does that even mean?
Yeah, we are also freaking clueless
I
out here
play
trying
golf,
to
I don't know.
change the game up on
I don't
them.
know the terminology.
This is a snowboard podcast. All right, what are you gonna do to snowboard?
Dude, I'm skating. I've started skating last year. I was not big into board sports until I moved here. So trying to tackle on snowboarding, skating, I love it. I love the aspect of learning it all. Skating, skateboarding is fun. Try it. You just try it.
And if you don't skate and it's gnarly, you need to be skating more. You need to skate. You need to be able to skate when you're 50 to get places faster. It needs to be a mode of transportation. If you're going jogging at the gym, stop. Start skating through town and incorporate little ollies up curbs and work on pumping switch. If you skate all the time and you're tired, go just skate for cardio.
Literally.
Switch pump a fucking 10K. All right, .com.